Hey, welcome everybody. I want to talk to you today about something that every one of us grapple with at some point in our lives. I heard somebody say one time, if you don't like it, change it. And this is kind of an in-your-face challenge to do something about the things that you really don't like in your life. My good friend Ray Edwards, not too long ago, did an entire podcast on this idea of what you tolerate is going to rule you. And you have to literally take time to think about, what am I tolerating in my life? What am I putting up with? What's happening in my world that I'm not satisfied with? And frankly, I'm ticked about it. I don't like it. I'm frustrated. It's keeping me back. It's holding me down. I don't feel good. I don't sleep good. I weigh too much. I mean, we could go on and on with types of situations. I don't like my job. The people I work with just berate me all the time. Man, the list goes on and on. Well, if you don't like it, change it. And so what I'm saying to you today is pretty simple. You actually control the outcomes in your life. You get to choose whether to continue to put up with the things that are keeping you from becoming the person that you really can be. Here's my thing. If you don't like the way you feel, don't like the way you look, or if you're overweight, don't like the way your clothes are fitting or not fitting, in some people's cases, we won't mention any names, do something about it. It requires a true, concrete conviction, a decision to be made. And then more than a decision, it takes action. We must take massive action, and we must do that consistently over time so that that thing that we want to see changed in our life actually changes. I know you've heard me say this probably 100 times if you've been around our programming for very long, but nothing changes until something changes. And the only person that can make that change is you. And so I want to challenge you today to do something that I've been working on since I heard my friend Ray's podcast. I want you to make a list. What am I tolerating? What am I putting up with? What are the areas in my life, or the things in my life, or the situations in my life that I am frankly not satisfied with? I'm not willing to continue to allow these things to dominate my world and dictate the outcomes in my life. What are the things that you are putting up with that you very well know you have the power to change? And then once you've made a list of those things, I want to say this to you: get after it. Make a decision. Make a change. One of my mastermind group members, dear friend of mine, precious man, I love this guy. He's crazy, he's fun, but he's serious and he's very successful. But he got to a point with his health and he said, enough is enough, I'm done. And he didn't just make a decision, he decided he was going to do something fairly drastic. And he invested a lot of money and committed to a very long-term process that was managed by other people so that he stayed on track and got his health under control. Sometimes you have to do things pretty big, pretty drastic, because just stabbing at something and messing with something and picking at something is not going to actually make the change. Here's my challenge, very simply today. If you don't like it, well, you can change it, but only you can change it. No one outside of you, no circumstance outside of you is going to magically happen and change that circumstance. You initiate the change and decide where and how you want your life to show itself out. You can do this. If you don't like it, dadgummit, do something about it. Change it. You can take your life, you can take your leadership, you can take your influence, you can take your happiness, your joy, your money, your prosperity, your marriage. You can take any of these things to a completely different level if you make up your mind to get about changing the things that you're no longer willing to tolerate.